us. As always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. They'll begin the drive with Jackson on the ground. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. A gain there of 21 yards. They run on first down with Jackson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun. Henry. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Henry. That's complete to Bo Jackson. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flush to his right. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up?
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. Anderson loses the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. He's to the 10. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Derrick Henry from a yard away bowling his way in. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
to do that? I was going to ask you, maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll begin by running here with Samuel. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing is Rodgers. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Rodgers now to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
They'll run again with Jackson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as good running gets them to about the 44. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flushed out right. And this one is incomplete.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
On second down, this is Jackson. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On third down, Henry. He'll hit Jackson, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And boy, that's going to be close. He didn't get much at all there, but he got the first. Looked like they might have held him defensively, but the referee signals it will be a first down. In lieu of the sneak on 4th and inches, they just say, give it to the big man in the backfield.
Yeah, fullback no less. Not many of those left in the NFL, but for those that have one, perfect time to use them, perfect time to get it done.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Being chased out left. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Back to throw. Henry. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Hall of Famer, Junior Seau. And the Commanders are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to get the football back at their own 17. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
That is caught by Lamb. And he's going to be shoved out, but not before he gets this down to the 20-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 63 yards.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
Buying time to his left. Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Off the play fake. Henry. They'll roll him out right. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Off play action. Henry. He'll buy some time right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. This will be returned from deep in the end zone, and they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11th.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Henry up the middle. Tough running there before being wrangled down shy of the 15. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
Up the middle they go with a big back Jackson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Calling a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Throwing on 3rd and long. Henry. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, partner, given where that drive started, that's an excellent job defensively to force them into 4th down.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. McPherson's kick is good. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg, and boom, over the crossbar.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. Now Rodgers. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Ball on the tee, we're set for football. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. Takes it at the 7. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Looking long for Thomas. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play like that, a lot of teams...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Demaryius Thomas. An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cowboys need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
They begin with Henry. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Inside handoff, Henry. They find some open field here. Touchdown! Derrick Henry, 58 yards. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
That is caught by a diving Thomas. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You circle
the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catching.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
It's the Pro Bowl cornerback, Richard Sherman. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, this defense was victimized earlier in this opening quarter. This time, a measure of revenge.
Well, they always tell defenses you have to have a short memory. But I also think it helps if you remember what happens to you before, and now you're able to flip it around. They didn't want to show weakness and let this offense think they could do whatever they want. And they turned things around in that case and picked one off themselves.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Cowboys are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Well, we knew that they were going to come in and try and take some shots down the field, but score one for the secondary there as they come away with a pick.
And, partner, if we knew it, then they had to know it as well, and they were ready and waiting for their opportunity to pick one off.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott sliding out of the pocket.
And that is caught downfield by Beckham.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Prescott off play action. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got one touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Escaping the pressure right. Here's a diving catch right side. These two teams all tied after one. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. They run it with James. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's what...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the scrambler or the dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they...
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Richard Sherman.
And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
On 2nd down, here's Henry.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
First down carry for Henry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
No big surprise. Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13. Rodgers. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Samuel.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Jaron Kearse in on the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
A give to Henry. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7. But they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it?
They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. This just a 24-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way to field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it. So they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just 1 play.
Flushed, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Final play of the half. Prescott dancing to his left, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it is really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. He let the rushers get upfield and got the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's a give to Samuel.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
That's complete to Calvin Johnson.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here.
Tackle made by Chase Young.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
They'll give it to Samuel.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down.
Another carry for the wide receiver, Samuel.
And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's going to be Samuel with a run.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2.
A handoff for Samuel.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports.
Henry is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Curtis Samuel taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead.
But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
Gano the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Yeah, the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
John Randall picks up his second sack of the afternoon. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Oh, Prescott stripped. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Third and long for Prescott. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Mark.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Vick operating on first down. They set up the screen to Bo. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. To throw again on second down. Vick able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. A first carry for the legend. It's Bo Jackson. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A first down throw coming for Vick. He'll drop this down to Jackson. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. On play action, Vick steps away. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
And some room to work. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. And that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 3-yard touchdown run. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded right around the 8. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time. We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with a football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw there. On second down, this is Jackson. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. On third down, and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves. But maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
Boye Mafe got to the line like a knife through butter. He buries him for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Rodgers. The ball popped in the air and intercepted.
And the Dolphins are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. A nightmare of a first half for him, and that's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And it's caught. Touchdown. Calvin Johnson, 42 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Gano the extra point, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded right around the 8. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
3rd and long for Vick. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. 4th down, Vick. Oh, and now Vick throwing another interception.
Sauce Gardner picks it off.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the offense is going to get the ball back. After all that, heck, it'll be a 1st down. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Curtis Samuel
responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Zerline now. He'll handle the honors to get us started. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers on a screen pass. That's complete. Nifty move. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now Rodgers. That is caught. It's Calvin Johnson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 39. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Henry up the middle. Derrick Henry all alone. Touchdown, Washington. Derrick Henry, 39 yards. And the Commanders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now a 7-0 game. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. They'll start on the ground here on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
2nd down and 4.
Now a first carry for their fullback.
And he's going to have a Niners first down as he's got this up to the 28-yard line.
Well, after that pickup of a first down, I think some of the defensive guys are going to be looking over their coordinator.
And now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Gibbs, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Rolling to his right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
Max Crosby. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Montana. Under pressure, and they got to him again. John Randall providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Montana going for it on fourth. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
If there's one thing they are lacking in, it's confidence. They took a big and maybe unnecessary risk going for that 4th down. He put them on his shoulders, though, and paid off the big-time gamble.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From just shy of midfield, Montana. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Here's Montana to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Isaiah Simmons, boy, he can move all over the field, and he gets a tackle for loss there. Now on 2nd and 13, Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the 49ers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. They'll throw now on the final play. Flush. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports from the 6. And able to get this out to the 25. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They run the counter. It's Gibbs, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up 1st downs.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers.
again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
Oh, an absolutely filthy joke. He's got some space now. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 81 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well, big man with ball. Met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
On second down, it's Gibbs, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Now Montana. Eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. To throw is Rodgers. Got a man complete, Calvin Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
Here's Samuel.
And look at this. For the 2nd straight play, the 49er defense drops him for a loss. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game, as now they've got it 3rd and long. Rodgers going to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Niners are right back in this football game.
A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. They'll keep it on the ground. Gibbs.
And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. To throw is Montana. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Going to try to throw for it with Montana. He finds his man, complete. That's Gonzalez.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as this defense, boy, a little too loose there. They give up a gain of 19 on 4th down.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd
all day long.
Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll try the left side. Gibbs. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 3rd down, it's Gibbs. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and a 3rd would win it. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me. One final try now
for Rodgers. He's going to let it fly.
Well, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted.
Picked up by 9-time Pro Bowler Emery